So we're back for yet another incarnation of World Tree combo. So if you don't recall, the World Tree is a land that taps for green, enters tapped, makes all of your lands tap for any color if you've got 6 or more lands, and then importantly, on the last mode, has 10 mana, 2 of each color, sack to search your library for any number of gods and put them onto the battlefield. And so the combo is obviously you want to ramp to the World Tree, get a bunch of mana, activate it, and then you are going to put in a bunch of gods. The 2 primary ones that matter are Porphyros, so that all of these gods entering trigger Porphyros to deal damage, and Ogier Axonal, which says if a red source you control would deal an amount of non-combat damage less than its power to an opponent, the source deals damage equal to its power, equal to Ogier's power. So you put all your gods into play, and then the Porphyros, instead of dealing 2 damage per trigger, deals 4 damage per trigger. But we can do it even better than that, because God Eternal Ronus doubles the power of all of our creatures. So we can get Ogier up to 8 power, and then have every trigger deal 8 damage at a time. So the other gods in our deck are Valki, which is here mostly just to be a BTL target. There is Clothis, which again is not really that great. It's just here to be a card that we can just play on curve. It does some utility, and it's a god that's also red for the Porphyros devotion. Then we've got God Eternal Bontu, ETB, sack any number of permanents, draw that many cards. That'll be important in a minute. We've got the Locust God. Whenever you draw, you create a 1/1 flying insect with haste. And then finally, Ogier Tack. If one or more creature tokens would be created under your control, 3 times that many of those tokens are created instead. So the idea is we put every single god in our deck into play, which includes Clothis, Ogier, Porphyros, and Locust God. So we'll have 5 devotion for Porphyros, making it a creature, although that's not exactly relevant. Then we've got some versions of the deck play double Porphyros, so this version only plays 1. And then we can stack the triggers so that Ronus's double power resolves before any of the Porphyros triggers. We can also Bontu, sack some amount of permanents, whatever we have that we don't care about. Draw a bunch of cards, triggering the Locust God. The Locust God makes a bunch of insects, which are tripled because of Ogier Attack, and then all of those deal damage equal to Porphyros triggers. So we can deal a insane amount of damage doing this. So what is the rest of the deck doing? Well, this is a Yorion version of the deck, so there's many different versions of the World Tree combo. Some are just straight Gruul and just try to ramp. Some are playing Wish. They're playing different configurations of the gods, although they always have Porphyros and Ogier Axonal, obviously, because those are the combo pieces. So in this version, we're going to have a lot more cards than normal because of Yorion. So there is a bunch of lands, which are mostly for fixing, Triomes, etc. But the important ones to know about are Sunken Citadel, which you choose a color, and then you can tap for 2 mana of the chosen color, but only for land-activated abilities, which of course matters for the World Tree. There's also Echoing Deeps, which enters as a copy of a land in a graveyard. So if we sack like our World Tree or any of the Sunken Citadels in play, we can get this back because we are a Scapeshift deck. And then all of the other lands are not really consequential. So the big thing is that we're going to Scapeshift, and then we can either grab like World Tree and as many Sunken Citadels as possible. And if we already had World Tree or Sunken Citadels in play to begin with, and we can grab Echoing Deeps instead to make those Sunken Citadels. And the big important card here is Spelunking. So if we've got a Spelunking in play, we can win with only 6 to 7 lands immediately because we Scapeshift, we sack all of our lands, we grab World Tree, 4 Sunken Citadels, or if one of the Sunken Citadels was in play already, we grab as many Echoing Deeps as we can, then we can immediately activate the World Tree and win the game. Although it is a bit awkward because if we happen to draw copies of, our one-of copies of gods, like if we happen to have drawn Porphyros, then we can't win that turn until we deploy Porphyros. So to that end, we've got Volcanic Spite as a removal spell that can tuck cards that we don't want in our hand back into our deck. Once again, Valki is a BTL target. Sylvan Caryatid to ramp and fix, up the Beanstalk because we do have a bunch of expensive cards, Vanishing versus removal, and Growth Spiral as a draw ramp spell. You'll note that we don't have anything to play on turn 1, which means we can play more tap lands than normal. Then we've got Selfless Glyphweaver, which on the other side of it is choose a creature at Planeswalker, destroy all other creatures and Planeswalkers. This is, once again, a BTL target because for whatever reason, the rules say that you can BTL for a thing that costs 5 or less, and then cast the other side, which costs more than 5. Path of Peril, just another sweeper. This could be any number of sweepers. Path, Anger of the Gods, whatever. Spelunking, obviously. Clothis, we already mentioned. Here's another sweeper in Deafening Clarion. Then we got these guys. Scapeshift, Supreme Verdict, Slaughter Games. Again, we're a BTL deck, so we want lots of one-ofs. 2 Omnaths. We do have some amount of ways of getting more lands into play, like Fabled Passage to double trigger it, Growth Spiral, etc. The Gods, and then Obviously, once again, we're a BTL deck, so this deck is sort of mashing the BTL and World Tree combo decks together. BTL allows us to grab any number of like one-ofs in our deck out of our deck, including like big cards like Scape Shift that matter a lot. We've got Niv-Mizzet Supreme, Flying Hexproof from Monocolored. He's a 5/5. Each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard that's exactly 2 colors has Jumpstart. So basically, if you're in like a grindy matchup and you can't necessarily win the game on the spot with Scape Shift or something, you can BTL for Niv-Mizzet, and then the Niv-Mizzet will allow you to BTL again next turn. Golos, just another value card that we can use to grab lands that we care about. Also, we can just activate him to put big stuff into play. And then finally, Leyline Binding, because we're a domain deck, we have all the various land types. So Leyline Binding helps as another 1 to 2 mana spell that we can use to remove stuff. In the sideboard, Rip for graveyards, Temporary Lockdown for low curve value decks like aggro decks, Elish Dorn as a way to shut off opposing ETBs and double our own, Stroke and Negate as our counter spells. We've got Radiant Flames as our sweeper. So Radiant Flames is a little bit awkward with BTL in that it cares about the number of colors you spent on it, and BTL means you cast it for free. So you can't bring Delight for Radiant, but you can bring Delight for Clarion, which will always do the same thing. So Radiant lets you deal between 1 and 3 damage, depending on the colors you pay for it. Again, aggro decks. Then we've got Chandra Hope's Beacon. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, copy it. You may choose new targets for the copy. This ability triggers only once each turn. +2, add 2 mana in any combination. +1, exile the top 5 until end of turn. You may cast an instant or sorceries from among them. -X, deal X damage to each of up to 2 targets. Not entirely sure what this is for. Probably grindy matchups. Same deal. Chandra Awakened Inferno, uncounterable. +2, each opponent gets an emblem that deals them 1 damage on their upkeep. -3, deal 3 to each non-elemental. -X, deal X to target creature or planeswalker. And exile it if it would die. So more of the like grindier game plans, like this can be brought in against control. And then of course Yorion, which can blink many different things for value, such as up the Beanstalk to draw a card, Spelunking to draw a card, Leyline Binding to reset what you're targeting. If you have a Porphyros in play, blink a creature to trigger the Porphyros, blink Omnath to draw a card, blink Golos to go fetch another land, and reuse the like Bontu trigger if you had Bontu out already. Although this is not really the best Yorion deck in terms of like the amount of things you can get value out of, but you have a fair amount of them. Anyways, so that is World Tree combo, or at least one of its many iterations. So let's try this version and see how we do. All right, we're on the prey for round 1. Reveal Yorion. All right, what do we got? We have some lands. We can play Vanishing Verse if we Sunken Citadel for it. All right, this is keepable. We're playing against the Giganta deck. All right, keep this. So play Rafine's Tower. Obviously, we're a bit slow in that we've got a lot of, all of our lands are tap lands. Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Okay, so it's just Rakdos, but without Shieldred. Or it's Sack. What do you take in this hand? I guess Spelunking, right? These are redundant, and they're not going to take Valky. Take Spelunking. Watery Grave. All right, this is so awkward. I think I want to have Vanishing Verse open for their 2-drop, so let's just chalk in Watery Grave. I could also just play Valky, but that doesn't seem like a good use of Valky. I should just hold that until later. This at least disrupts their turn 2 play if they have like an Inti or something. And it's Blood Tithe, so our Vanishing Verse does nothing. And that makes us shock for no reason. All right, well, I can't just do nothing here, so cast Valky, so we can at least try to block this. What's in their hand? They have no creatures in their hand, so if I'd played Valky, I would have been able to take... All right, they are Sack, because they have Deadly Dispute. So let's play... We're missing red mana if we draw something that... We're also missing green mana, though. All right, let's go World Tree. Over to them. Left for a bit, is this Niv to Light or Bring to Light? It's Bring to Light with... There is a Niv in it. It's not the usual Niv. Right, block. Blood Crypt. Just play Fable, right? Fable. I'm surprised they didn't just push our guy. I guess they just wanted to play it this turn. All right. Sunken Citadel. We're missing red, so let's name red. God, like, do I just kill this token now while the Deadly Dispute is out and then kill this later? I guess so. Kill that. Black, white. Over to them. I assume they'll just ditch their Fatal Pushes, right? Yeah. Oven. Blood Tithe. I just don't have much going on here, do I? Another land. So I think I just exile Fable and then put Yorion in my hand. Shock this in. Verse. Eat that. Then Yorion. Yorion with nothing to blink. Blood. Discard the cat. Deadly Dispute. Eat a thing. All right. A land is a live draw. Any land is a live draw. Giganta to hand. If I Scape Shift right now, I grab World Tree Quadruple Sunken Citadel, and then I can't win next. So I guess I just play Yorion to block. All right. Here's Yorion. Sack their dude. Is Giganta? Yeah, Giganta. Echoing Deeps. Okay, that'll do it. Because, yeah, that'll do it. I guess I don't have to play this before I do it, right? Oh, I can play Sylvan Caryatid if I just play this now. All right, so play this. Caryatid. Everything's all colors now, right? Yeah. So play that. Escape shift. All right. Eat all of these. All right. So World Tree, Citadel. It's like Moto's almost crashing by me doing this. I don't know why. Citadel, Deeps, Deeps. All right. Pick Sunken, Sunken. So white, blue, black, red, green. All right. Over to them. Then cat loops. All we gotta do is survive the turn. Thoughtseize. Okay, they take slaughter game. Swing. I'll just block with you. Eat cat. We're at 11. Deadly dispute the cat. Cat returns. All right. World tree. Activate. Black, blue, white, red, green. All the gods. All of them. All right. Except triggers. We got to put all the Porphyroses on the bottom. All right. They've conceded, thankfully. Okay. What are we doing? Temp lockdown for sure. Let's see. Their triggers are based on sacking stuff, not entering. So Elvish Norn's not useful. Radiant Flames to kill their dudes. So the main thing that matters here is Mayhem Devil. Rip to stop the cat loop. Seems okay. This stuff's kind of expensive. Radiant Flames is all right. You need to stop like their aggro beatdown. So these are the cards I potentially want. What do I not want? Path of Peril kills less things than Radiant does. So for sure, we at least want a Radiant over that. I do not want Verse. There's too many things it doesn't kill. It doesn't kill Blood Tithe or Mayhem. So get rid of these. Slaughter games can be good if we name Mayhem Devil with it. But that seems less good than just... There is a point to having that. And we technically don't need all of our gods in order to win. Slaughter games and Mayhem Devils be good. We're not cutting lands. We're not cutting any of it. Maybe just stuff that's like, what's slow? Is Beanstalk slow? Like we don't really need to play a value game against them. Let's shave a Beanstalk. Shave. I feel like one of these guys can go. Maybe Golos. Let's get rid of Golos. And I don't necessarily need redundant sweepers. Let's get rid of Selfless. All right, let's do that. What do we got here? This hand's pretty good. Turn 2, removal or growth spiral. And then BTL for later. Obviously, we don't want Ronus in our hand, but what can you do? Keep. Well, we can also Volcanic Spite it away, too. There's that. Unlucky Witness. Zeatoras. Go to them. Attack. We go to 19. They didn't play anything, so I assume they're going to Deadly Dispute this. All right, let's just get Growth Spiral mana. Over to them. Yep, Deadly. Exiled Swamp Duress. So I'm going to so they're for sure going to Duress me, and then I'm going to Spiral in response, and then they'll probably take BTL. So this, Growth Spiral, this into play, tapped. Almost certainly they got to pick BTL, right? They took Beanstalk. Really? Fable. So that they're preventing us from double spelling, I guess. All right. Let's just kill this now before they have like Deadly Dispute open to save it. So spite this. Put Ronus away? Yeah, put Ronus away. Then over to them. So versus their deck, you always just got to kill stuff immediately when they're tapped out. They discarded Black Cleave and kept the other card. Thoughtseize. Well, now I wish I'd kept Ronus. I was considering like what if they hand disrupt the BTL out of our hand? Do I have to keep Ronus around? Another Fable. All right, well, we got to wait a turn so that we can kill the reflection off, so... This tapped, put Yorion in our hand. So obviously they know that we have the Clarion, so they're not going to commit more creatures to the board. And at the same time, we're not going to have the time to wait. At least I don't think we will. Deadly Dispute, Duress. Well, there goes Deafening Clarion. They've just taken everything. And Thoughtseize? Can I play any spells, please? What the fuck? All right. Well, Sunken Citadel. I guess name White. I don't have white mana right now. White. Well, I have all the mana now with World Tree. And then they get to do the double reflection loop. So I think we're just dead unless we draw a sweeper, right? Activate Den. All right, well, they could have set up for Kikis, but I guess they're just not going. They're just going to attack in. All right, we're at 9. We're dead next turn unless we draw some sort of action. Man, that's just not even that good. All right, play this. White, tap, lockdown. Doesn't kill these guys, and they still have Den active. Actually, how much are we taking for 8? We're taking 8, and then we're just dead to any cats. And they have Deadly Dispute? Do they? Oh, no, they're just sacking. Okay, they're just sacking for no reason. Why? Why sack for no reason? Den, 3, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, we'll go to 1. Well, we don't have the mana for World Tree, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. They cast 4 different Thoughtseize effects and took everything out of our hand. Maybe this matchup is grindier than I think. Let's see. I kind of want Beanstalk back in the deck. Let's just not bother with Rip. This hand is truly abysmal. All right, Mull. This hand's better-ish. All right, keep this and put Ojer back. World Tree, go. Voldaren, Epicure. Well, that's unfortunate. Have to wait a whole turn, and then we're going to get mana screwed, probably. Blood Token discards a land, plays another land. Cat. All right, which basic am I fetching? I guess Mountain. All right, play Caryatid. Attack, block, we're at 16. All right, I can Radiant for 2 and kill all of their guys. Ooh, Echoing Beast. Do I want this to enter as a copy of something? Yeah, because I want to be able to play Omnath. So I want to enter it as a copy of Blood Crypt. Yeah, so Radiant Flames, red, red, green. So this is 2 damage. Kills their guys and keeps my Caryatid alive. And then we go Echoing, enter as a copy of Blood Crypt. Back to them. Oh, wait, I can't play Omnath? Oh, man, I forgot, yeah. So I needed to enter, well, it would have entered tapped as a copy of Fabled Passage if I hadn't done that. Thoughtseize. They also discarded Noxious Grasp and a land. They took Omnath. Unlucky Witness. Field of Ruin. All right, let's Spelunking first. Trigger. Ooh. All right, put this into play. And then Field. And then Beanstalk. Trigger. Well, pass to them. So this flips over, and this is going to be a draw engine for them if I allow them to get going with that. Mayhem Devil. Okay, we gotta kill this stuff hopefully soon. How much mana do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm 1 short of going Yorion, cast Yorion. God damn it. They get to make a copy of Mayhem Devil. Oh, and the Fabled Passage and Field of Ruins also trigger it. Okay, so is the best bet... I just need to find a way to sweep this board here. So I guess the move is... Wait, this lets me tap for anything, right? So I don't actually have to sack my Fabled Passage? Yeah, okay. So cycle this, and then if we don't get anything good, put Yorion on our hand and try to do something next turn. Cycle. Nope, just a land. Okay, well, play this, get Yorion, over to them. We actually may just straight up die this turn. Thoughtseize. Yeah, okay, sure. Boy, Temporary Lockdown is really not coming in as much handy as I thought it would. They didn't make a copy of Mayhem Devil. Why not? You would have gotten more damage in. I guess because they're going to make a copy of Witness. Can we draw anything, please? Can we just draw anything? I guess no, if I cast Lockdown, then I kill my own Caryatid and Beanstalk. Damn it. So they can make triple Mayhem Devils if they do it end step and then do it again, right? Yeah. Well, Caryatid, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Make a Devil. Then they make another Devil. Everything gets triple sack triggers, so I'm pretty sure I have to double block here. If I'm not, again, just straight up dead immediately. 9. 2 devils are dying, that's 6 damage. I have to block. 6, 9, 12, 15. Yeah, I have to block both. I have to block 2. All right, we go to 9. Deadly Dispute, bajillion triggers. Also the treasures. Oh, so we're dead. It's 3, then it's another 3 from the treasures, and then it's another 6 from the death of turn. Yep. I guess lesson learned, Temporary Lockdown absolutely fucking sucks against their deck. How does it suck against their deck? They're a deck full of tiny creatures and Witch's Oven, but it just sucks, because all the cards that actually matter are 3 mana. On play, round 2. An Obosh deck, you say. So it's some kind of red aggro, probably. All right, this hand's fine. Keep. Fabled, go, because we got to fetch green. Den of the Bugbear, Kamano, fetch, grab a forest. All right, play Caryatid, over to them. So Spelunking, trigger, put this into play, put it in untapped. Then Sunken Citadel, what color do I need to name? I have all my colors, so what do I need 2 colors of? I mean, I have Caryatid, so probably just green. I don't know. Let's do that. Have an enter untapped. Play another Caryatid. All right, this is how you get going with this deck. Kamano, swing. Do they have Chain Whirler? Because otherwise it doesn't make any sense to swing here. Yeah, okay, sure. I'll take it. Ferocidon. Counters Omnath. Their main deck in this? All right, Beanstalk. I could play Niv or Omnath. I can't gain any life, so I guess Niv's the better play. All right. Don't pay the 2 life. Have it enter untapped. Cast this. So green, blue, white, red, black. Trigger, Beanstalk. Ferocidon triggers. And then we got a much bigger creature than they do. It's also hexproof from monocolor, so they can't burn it. Swift Spear. Okay. Swing, block Kumano. Monstrous Rage on Kumano. All right. Spite the Ferocidon. So red. I will not put anything back. Then we'll cast Omnath, blue, green, red, white, trigger, play a land, trigger. And now we've got Omnath, active Omnath in play that's gaining us life. It's pretty good here. Puts Obosh in their hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, here's your Fabled Passage. What a draw. Fabled Passage, trigger, fetch. We're missing Island, I guess. Trigger. So Spelunking, trigger. Wow. All right, put that into play. Trigger Omnath, grab Yorion. Then combat, attack with Omnath, then cast Yorion. All right, they're conceding. So burn. Temp Lockdown, although they are Obosh deck, so they have 1 drop, so like this counts. Lockdown, Radiant Flames. This technically also sweeps, so if I have more things to bring out, I'll consider bringing this back, putting this in. This isn't divided, right? It's X, each of up to 2 targets. That actually could be good. So these are maybes. What do I not want? Definitely not Slaughter Games. Let's Golos is super slow. I mean, this thing's a 2/3 that can block. Not well, though. I'm going to have a lot of sweepers. Let's get rid of that. And then definitely, like, the god package is not necessary here, especially, like, some of the gods are definitely not necessary. I think I can cut all the high-end ones. So, like, these ones and Bontu. Then what are the gods that I actually get out then? It's Valky, Klothys, Porphyros, Ogier, Ronus. So I get 4 triggers, and they each do 8 damage, so that's enough. So get rid of these. And then I don't really need these, so I can cut this. I guess we're at the point where we have 6 mana. This one actually draws cards, sort of, whereas this one doesn't. All right, get rid of this. Let's try this out. Also, there's Elishnorn. What ETBs do they have? I guess does this stop Ferocidon? I think it does, right? Yeah, that's fine. We don't need that. Let's see. We do have Path of Peril, and we don't have Verdict, but we do have Path of Peril. I mean, I'll keep. Den of the Bugbear, Soulscar Mage. All right, play this. Go to them. We take a hit from the Soulscar Mage. 2 mana, nothing to do. All right, unless it's Bone Crusher. But World Tree, back to them. Take another damage from the Soulscar Mage. 3rd land. Furnace Punisher. If that player, unless they control 2 or more basic. All right. So Path of Peril is the card that makes me take less damage because it at least kills this guy. It's not great, but so cast this. I just need to minimize damage. I do actually have another basic so that this will stop hitting me. Unfortunately, I don't really have anything else to do. I gotta hope Klothys is good enough to stem the bleeding. I could also just scape shift for the mana that I need for Supreme Verdict. Chandra Dress to kill. Well, ain't that a bitch. Take damage, plays light up the stage. Ugh. And Swift Spear. All right, so we're going to 9 here. And then we're taking another 5 at least next turn. No, they also get to activate Den. So we actually take exactly 9. 3, 4, 5, 8, 9. Yeah. All right. Once again, Temp Lockdown is probably just not that good, is it? All right, I can Sunken Citadel on red and then use that to Volcanic Spike to fix. It's so awkward, this hand. All right, keep. Like, it has removal. It's got Omnath. We're not shipping it. All right, Sunken, red to them. Then Kumano. Well, if they don't play a creature for me to target, then I can't spike, can I? All right, well, shock this in, cast Beanstalk. And why are we auto-holding priority again? There's no reason. I haven't done anything that would cause that to happen. All right, Kumano. Their curve is so awkward from playing Obosh, isn't it? Like, they just don't have anything to play on turn 2 that isn't other than 1-drops. The fact that Prowess. Maybe I just wait. Or maybe I Radiant Flames. I don't know. I feel like I should interact if I can. At the same time, definitely. So playing this Mountain. We don't have white mana. They're probably not going to have anything to play in response to a Volcanic Spite, I think. I can also just shoot Kumano instead of this and have a guaranteed kill. They might have Monstrous Rage. All right, let's pass. So Kumano flips over. Land number 3. Chandra. This can actually target Planeswalkers, but they're going to immediately tick it up, and then it can't kill it. Some damage. Fizzle the mana. All right, well, I can kill both the guys next turn with Radiant, so is it more worth it to save the damage? What's the other? All the modes on this are plus anyway, so it's not as if this is even helping. I guess I just save some damage. Spite this. What's the ult here? Yeah, it's whatever. If I haven't dealt with this or won the game by the time that's ults, then I was never going to win. Shoot this guy. Put back Vanishing Verse, I think. Yeah, right. Vanishing Verse, go away. Take 3. I should have just shot this in response to the Prowess trigger. All right, we gotta find white mana because this hand just is not doing anything without white mana. So Spelunking, this in, don't pay, untap it, play this. Actually, still can't do anything. Still no white mana. Insanity. Ping us. Swift Spear. All right. Monstrous Rage. We're going to 4. Jesus. So we need to draw white right away so that we can Leyline Binding this Chandra. Soulscar Mage, land. Fuck's sake. Okay, well, at least we can kill all of these guys. Right? Right, question mark? Radiant, red, black, and Radiant Flames. If the last card in their hand's a 1 mana instant. Okay. Oh, wait, they can just activate Den because of Chandra. Fantastic. We just never drew white mana. All these white cards in our hand that would have been amazing in this matchup. We just never drew it. So it's kind of like we mulled the 3, given that. All right, we're on the draw. This hand is fine, if obviously a bit slow. Swamp, Thoughtseize. Moto devs, fix your client. The lag is just insane. I've even closed the client and reopened it, and it's just crazy how just unusable it is. Every turn feels like agony because of how long it takes to do anything. All right, Citadel named Red. Oh, well, I guess they're just mana screwed. Play Beanstalk. Trigger. Drew white? Okay, so let's play... What are we fabling for? I guess I'll just play this, and then we can just fable for whatever we need next turn. I guess we're missing blue, right? Copter. Am I going to try to shoot that? Maybe? It's probably better that I just play Klothys or Spelunking. Either one would have been fine. All right, they're just not getting anything, so eat their grave. Yeah, Spelunking. Well, the deck's performing really well when our opponent is literally bricked and can't do anything. This into play, untapped. All right, so now the only thing we're missing is a green source. No, we're missing green and black. And we already have a green source in the World Tree, so let's just fetch Swamp probably. Yeah, okay. They're just completely mono-screwed, apparently. So black, I presume it's black aggro because of Copter. So Lockdown, Flames, Slaughter Games out. We don't need all the big expensive gods. I cut Golos a lot, don't I? Yeah, I'm going to keep doing that. Cut Golos. All right, lands and removal. We're good. Oh, they are black and red? Huh. All right, Xander's go. Smuggler's Copter. I should have played Temple Garden first so that I could have had Binding up. Yeah, that was a mistake. Without having to shock, rather. All right, let's just shock anyway, though. Shock, go ahead. Inti. Yeah, just going to shoot this. Spite. And then I'm not going to put anything back. Okay, I can go Spelunking, put Fabled Passage into play, and then fetch a Plains to Leyline Binding. Spelunking, trigger, this into play, over to them. All right, fetch, Plains, Binding, eat your guy. Deep Cavern Bat. All right, well, we can kill that with a removal spell, so they should take Binding so that our removal costs more to shoot this. We drew Ronus. All right, play that. Don't pay. Enters untapped. Play Spelunking. Oh, do I play Spelunking or do I just get Yorion in my hand? Now let's play Spelunking. Trigger, put that into play, untapped. All right, over to them. All right, cast Leyline Binding. Eat their guy. Get my verse back. Blood Tithe, which we can't target. Sure. And it seems they're stuck on 2 mana again. Ooh, Lockdown, which doesn't actually hit any of our own stuff. All right, white, this one, Lockdown. And then let's grab Yorion. Plays another Blood Tithe. All right, play Yorion. So Yorion, and then let's blink out this, and this. So that comes back, and then we just get the Lockdown again. Triggers, Fabled Passage into play. Resolve this, eat that stuff, and it's over to them. Go for the throat, sure. All right, let's Beanstalk. Green, white, Beanstalk. Trigger, play Field. Play Niv, black, blue, red, black, blue, red. All right, I guess I can't hold up Leyline and have this at the same time. That's fine. Draw. Over to them. Smuggler's Copter. All right, this game is just insanely over. Yeah, all right. Well, our opponent seemingly just got screwed twice in a row. All right, we got some stuff going on here. This seems fine. Dark Boar Pathway is probably Greasefang or Greasefang or Amalia, basically. They took Beanstalk. All right, play this tapped. Over to them. They kept a 1-lander with Thoughtseize. Bold move. Shock, pass to them. They kept a 1-lander with Thoughtseize. What is going on with our opponents? All right, well, I'm assuming they're either Gracefang or Amalia. So Negate would be the card I would want against either one. Radiant I would want against Amalia, but not Greasefang. Also, Elishnorn I would want against Amalia, but not Greasefang as well. So I guess I'm hedging. So, I mean, they're definitely a combo deck, so I keep Slaughter Games in. Let's see, like Path is good against Amalia, but not Greasefang. Does Amalia play Thoughtseize? They don't, right? So it's got to be Greasefang. So it's almost certainly Greasefang. So then we want Negate, we want, and Rip. And we don't want Path, Glyph Weaver, and we can take out some of the high-end gods. So these dudes, Bontu, Ogier, Huh. Boy, is that awkward. So it's like Fabled Passage for... I mean, I'm going to keep. It's like we have to decide whether we want to do Binding or Growth. I guess I want to do Growth because Growth can put Echoing Deeps in, which is a copy of Fabled. So we turn 1, fetch, Island, Traverse. All right, definitely Grease. Swamp, Fabled, go. Swamp, fetch, grab Island. The fact they didn't do anything means maybe I just hold Negate up. Well, shock this in and pass. And if they cast like Grizzly, we'll just negate it. I guess they cast nothing. Takanuma. Liliana. All right, negate that. So let's shock. I'm definitely casting Growth Spiral. Put the World Tree into play. Over to them. Oh, I actually can't Binding, right? Yeah. Sentinel of the Nameless City, sure. So I needed to have put Ziatorres or something. Ronus. We're just going to bind that. This is not Greasefang, right? Like, they don't play this. What is this? This doesn't make them types, right? It just gives them the rainbow mana. So I do need to play this if I want to get Swamp. Play this, put Yorion in my hand, over to them. Craps the map, will respond with Binding to negate that. Grizzly Salvage in response? What'd they get with it? Sentinel of the Nameless City. How is this Greasefang deck playing Sentinel? I'm so confused. Do I just slam Yorion for no value just to have a creature in play? I guess? Or just a Ronus for no value? Huh. Echoing Deeps, copying Fabled. Play Orion. And don't blink anything. Sentinel. Uh-huh. All right, play Ronus. Trigger. Play this. Combat. Attack for 8. So are they, like, they must be Greasefang, right? Are they just completely bricking on white mana? Pop the map, reveal Witherbloom command, mill it, Grizzly Salvage. They pick Godless Shrine. Okay, so they're Greasefang. They just not only have been bricking on white all this time, they haven't milled a single vehicle either. All right, so blue, green, Growth Spiral. Put Field of Ruin into play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 next turn. Okay. Although it's not lethal because Ronus is already in play. I guess I could sweep Ronus this turn. That doesn't make sense. Let's stop them on their draw and field this. How do I lose this? They go untap, play a 5th land, mill over Parhelion, Greasefang it back into play, and I don't have a blocker, so I should just attack with Yorion only. So Citadel, let's name white. Combat, attack with Yorion. All right, draw step, blow up Godless Shrine. Tapping it. For white, let's grab a mountain. Their white source? I don't know. No, a mountain. All right, they did have a basic plains in their deck. I thought they might not and might not be able to get white mana. You have an instant speed spell that you can use. Bitter Triumph, discarding Parhelion. Did I just kill myself here? But they're targeting Yorion. Okay, sure. Oh, the Echoing Deeps doesn't produce colored mana. I'm going to be one short. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wait, no, it does because of World Tree. Okay. Whew. Okay, they don't have Greasefang anyway. How have they bricked this hard? They didn't draw white mana for an incredibly long time, milled and never hit Parhelion until right now, and they don't have a Greasefang. I think I have enough gods to kill them on the spot here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. To play this, do not copy anything, and then activate the World Tree. So double white, green, green, blue, blue, black, black, red, red. Grab all of these dudes. So Clothis is not a creature, right? No, it is a creature. No, it is. Is it? I don't know. I'm grabbing them all anyway. Grab all of these triggers. It's 4 triggers, so, I mean, they should take 8 and die. Or rather, more than that because of Ojer. All right. Those 2 last matches were certainly events. All right, this hand's great. We've got Growth Spiral into more. We got turn 1, World Tree, turn 2, Hallowed Fountain, Growth Spiral into another land, and then we can start spelunking. Temple Garden. So Temple Garden's usually Amalia, right? World Tree, go. I see Absent colors. Okay, well, not Amalia, because Stitcher Supplier. Is this yet another weird Greasefang deck? Shock this in. Back over to them. Taken 1 from the Stitcher Supplier. Witherbloom command. Target player mills 3. Then you return a land. Are they milling us? No, they're milling them. Okay. So yeah, it's Greasefang. Gets Blooming Marsh. Plays Blooming Marsh. All right. Growth Spiral. Put Rafine's Tower into play. Back to us. All right, well, nothing to do but spelunk. I guess I could play a land first, and then if I happen to draw Leyline Binding, I can have white mana open. I probably should just do that, eh? How much is Parhelion? It's... Well, they don't have Parhelion, so... All right. Shock this in. Play Spelunking. Trigger. Well, we drew a thing anyway. All right, so World Tree. Enters, untapped. Cast Caryatid. Over to them. I guess I could have cast Valky and maybe taken Greasefang out of their hand. I don't know. I mean, I could bring Delight next turn anyway. There's Greasefang. Chariot. What am I BTLing for? I guess a sweeper, right? All right, block Stitchers. Scape. Wait, do I just win? I have 6 lands, right? So I go Scape Shift, eat all of this, and then I have World Tree, Citadel, 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 Echoing Deeps, activate, you lose. Yeah, we win. All right, green, green, tap this, tap this. What else do I want floating, if anything? I guess it doesn't matter. Let's leave black floating so I can just cast Valky if somehow this isn't enough. Double red, Scape Shift, eat all the lands. All right, so World Tree, Citadel, 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 Deeps, Deeps. Then copy Citadel, copy Citadel. So then we want green, blue, black, white. I guess red for next turn anyway. All right, then have them all enter untapped. Then activate the World Tree. All right, grab all the gods. Yes, take that, Greasefang. All right, we want to put all the Porphyroses below. So all the Porphyroses first, then Bontu, then Ronus on top. So resolve Ronus, then Bontu. Resolve that. Oh, did I have to click on stuff? Okay, well, this still is enough to just kill them outright. Boom. Okay, rip, negate. That should be it. Get rid of Path of Peril, Vanishing Verse. I mean, technically this can eat Parhelion if they bring it back, right? Some of these gods are redundant. We don't need these. Golos. Is Elish Norn good? It stops what? Essica's Chariot triggers? Stops Chariot, Stitcher Supplier ETB, Rafine ETB, although it's obviously very slow. So the only question is like, Is this better than some other expensive thing I have in the deck? Probably not. Like, the main candidate would be either Omnath or Niv. It's not better than Omnath. Is it better than Niv? I don't think so. But it is up in the air. That is a question up in the air. I guess this has more immediate value than Niv. Although Niv can block Angels, but that doesn't really matter. I'm going to try it. Let's swap Niv for Elishnorn. All right, Negate and Sylvan Caryatid it's a hand. We've got all of our colors. We've got a ramp spell. We've got a Negate. I'll keep. Even though if they have the curve, then we are too slow. And they're thought seizing us anyway. All right, takes Negate. Drew a land. Play Rogren. Over to them. Razor Verge. To us. Well, we got this, but it's going to be too slow. Shock, like Caryatid. Grizzly. They milled over a bunch of lands. Takes Beseiju. Darkboar, Pathway. Stitchers. There's Parhelion. But they don't have the mana to Greasefang, so we got to Slaughter Games on Parhelion. No, Slaughter Games on Greasefang, right? Oh, come on. You also have Thoughtseize. All right, we can Spite a Greasefang if they play it. So, Citadel. What are we missing? I'm not going to pick black because we want to be able to cast Omnath. I guess in the absence of anything else, white. Over to them. And so if they play Greasefang, we can kill it before it triggers. If they don't, we can just cycle Rafine's Tower. Cast away, can't stay away into Rafine's Informant. Sure. Trigger. Discards a land. All right. So hands Beseiju and one card I don't know about. All right. Cycle Tower. End of turn. Drew another cycle. Well, this is the problem that you get when you're running Yorion decks. Field of Ruin. Put Yorion in my hand. Tap this, tap this, tap. Back to them. All right. They finally drew the Greasefang. So spite it. Honestly, in this hand, I want the Citadel for the World Tree. I want this to cycle. I think I honestly just don't want Yorion. There's nothing to blink with it, and it's not going to be really that good at even killing them that quickly. How many turns away am I from World Tree comboing them to death? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I would be 2 turns away, so I'm actually faster killing them with the World Tree than I am Yorion. All right, so put Yorion away. So they do have Can't Stay Away, so they can just get it back next turn, which is the issue. They also have Beseiju, which means they can Beseiju the World Tree before I can actually go off with it. Another Caryatid. I should definitely Growth Spiral now. So blue, green, Growth Spiral. In case I hit like Rip or something. Citadel, naming blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're 2 away from it, so we're going to be too slow. Damn. All right, over to them. Oh, they just have another Greasefang and can hold Beseiju up. All right, sure. Yep, Parhelion. Actually, are we just dead? I can only block one guy, right? Isn't this exactly 15 or is it 14? It's 5. Yeah, this is 15, isn't it? Block 5, 9, 13. No, they're 1 off, right? Yep. Yeah, so right. Cycle Zagoth. So we have to draw a sweeper. One of the worst draws we could have had. Ogier. Oh my gosh. All right. Endotha. Cycle. Here. Nope, we're dead. I mean, this is still correct, so let's just run this back. All right, turn 2 Growth Spiral. We can potentially Slaughter Games them. So keep. All right, Ketria, go. They didn't play a land. What? Okay. Blooming Marsh. Growth Spiral. Somehow it lagged through my first turn. Love when that happens. Sunken Citadel. We don't have black mana, so black. Well, that was a possibility with the Omnath. I don't even actually need to Slaughter Games the stuff right now, right? I can just get more mana. Let's do that. Shock this in. Caryatid, over to them. Fiend's Informant. Discards Parhelion. All right, Omnath, white, red, green, blue. Trigger. Fabled, trigger. Fetch, white. Trigger for mana. Black, Slaughter Games. So this one, target the opponent. So name Greasefang. Yeah, okay. Game over. So, I mean, I don't think you can even take anything that happened in that league seriously. 2 of the games that we played were against black decks that just bricked on mana for multiple turns and then, or got color screwed, and then that game they lagged through their turn. So I think the results of this league are actually just completely ineffective. However, still did get experience playing the deck, so a couple of things. First of all, I don't like Path of Peril. I want my sweepers to actually kill all the early stuff, including 3-drops. I don't want my sweeper to not kill 3-drops. Secondly, there are gods that are redundant to the combo. You don't actually need Bontu, Locust God, or Ogier attack to execute a game-winning combo. The other gods alone are enough to kill them. Golos has just been really mediocre every time I've gotten it. Actually, we didn't even play it once, but I've cut it basically every single time because of how mediocre it is. And then this deck absolutely does not need to be a Yorion deck. There are not enough things with ETB triggers to justify having the Yorion. And it causes you to play way too many lands. We get flooded on so many games. Like, so many of the games we lost were because we just drew lands over and over. Definitely not necessary. You can easily cut this down to a 60-card deck and still have the BTL plan. Everything else here is probably fine, although I'm not that much of a fan of Vanishing Verse, and I think in a ramp deck like this, you definitely want to deck all the way out with all the growth spirals. So I don't know why there's only 3 of these. But in terms of mashing up World Tree with BTL, I think it's pretty, like, the idea is solid. Anyways, your media recommendation of the day is Man on the Moon. So this is a biopic of the late comedian Andy Kaufman, played by Jim Carrey in the movie. And it is a pretty fascinating look at it. So although there are, of course, funny moments because it is the life of a comedian, it's more of a drama, I would say, than a comedy strictly. And it is just a very fascinating peek into the mind of Andy Kaufman as a comedian, how he acted. He's definitely a highly unique character in history. And with that, that'll be the end of the World Tree combo.